Hi, uh, I'm just going to share. I've got the first slide. My name's on it, so I guess I can give you a short introduction. And
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here with you at Komtaş and to be able to present to you Qlik's active intelligence platform. So, my name is Sean O'Mara. I'm actually based here in München, Deutschland. So, despite my name, I'm actually solution architect from Germany. Just to give you a quick background, I've been here with Qlik for 3.5 years now, and I first worked for the DACH pre-sales team, and now I'm in the Eastern Europe team, so including Turkey and most Eastern European countries. So today I'm going to bring you the story of our new active intelligence platform. I'm going to give you a bit heads up, but first of all, for those of you who don't know Qlik, I'm going to give you a short introduction. So who are we at Qlik? So we at Qlik have about 38,000 customers worldwide in 100 countries. Right now, after recent acquisitions, we've been 2,200 plus employees. We've been named an industry leader by Gartner in the Magic Quadrant for 11 years in a row now. And we're quite proud of that. And we rely on a large global ecosystem of about 1,700 partners, some of which are here today as well. Let's just have a quick look at our customers here in worldwide. So some big names in there, including Siemens, PayPal, and Accenture. And if we have a closer look at that, we can see some of the customers we have through our master reseller with BI solutions in Turkey. So we have companies in Turkey like the AXA insurance, we have Avato, and then my personal favorite, actually, because I drink it a lot, the Uludag. So this is kind of across all industries, in all sectors. We have customers from the public sector to banking to manufacturing, and we cover basically every use case you can see in BI. So I just want to give you an overview of the idea, what is actually behind active intelligence. So despite large investments in the data challenge, most organizations still lack to get results out of their investments in data and analytics. So research indicates that about only 44% of organizations have enough data available for making decisions, and executives are still struggling to turn that data and that insight into business value for them. So actually only 29% say they achieve transformational business outcomes, and 35% of executives say that poor data literacy and a lack of skill to trust and take action on that data is an important roadblock to their success. But this doesn't have to be that way, because the few who do belong to the best-in-class organizations can yield a significant return and value if they address these barriers and their adoption. So in this case, 76% of the executives say their operational efficiency has improved, and 75% their revenue increased, while 74% say their profit actually increased out of a convergence of both of the former. So why is this gap so big between the reality of the majority of business today and the returns that typify the best-in-class organizations? Well, one of the biggest obstacles that we have as an industry is the compartmentalization of two separate domains around data integration and business intelligence. Historically, building solutions for each area are typically owned by distinctly the IT department and the business respectively. This compartmentalized approach creates a lack of alignment between the two of them, and often has been a major driver behind shadow IT investments, which can lead to data governance challenges, right? CIOs and IT organizations do the best to make the data available, yet lines of business struggle to actually leverage this data, access this data, and find this data. So they can't really use all the data that is there. So our approach at Qlik is the result is that the IT typically has more data than the business really feels is accessible, leaving a small intersection between IT and the business for driving transformations and making it harder for the IT to demonstrate the value it could provide to the line of business. So what we have to do is too often data strategies are geared towards integrating source data into a target, right? So your data warehouse, but rather than driving the business value from it, often hoping that this value will be discovered in later processes. By contrast, the business is trying to answer strategic questions that cannot be answered by the data which exists. So we see the problem here, or at least not with the data they have easy to access, and leaving tremendous blind spots across the business. So at Qlik, our approach is to combine these two areas into one unique end-to-end analytics data pipeline. And we streamline the delivery of data directly from source to action. So this is our approach to actually produce the ROI that executives expect from their data challenge. So by unifying these worlds, the aim of the pipeline is to simply free the data from its silos in real time to allow users to find it simply and enrich it, then create derivative data from it to help as many people as possible to understand and discover insights from it, like under basically hashtag data literacy, basically, which is, as we've seen earlier, a key driver of business value in the data, and discover insights from it that can be consumed anywhere, so on any device across any platform, and wired down to automate actions into automate actions in other systems and in processes. So not only getting insights from your data, but actually being able to action it, to automate, and to leverage that insights to produce value through the business. So this is the foundation for a vision that we call active intelligence. It's a new, fresh perspective that reflects today's realities, where data needs to be owned by both IT and business, where it is alive and constantly changing and needs to be accessed in real time. We all hear this a lot, right? We hear the word real time, near real time, even more often. People want their data not in a full load, they want it today, they want it now. And all this has to happen on cloud scale, and that across multiple platforms from multiple vendors, multiple environments, on-prem, private cloud, public cloud. And this has to be still both trusted and governed. So how do we deliver it? We free the data from the operational data sources, mostly on-prem, so CRMs, ODSs, the ERP systems, and then we ingest and store this data in real time and update it from multiple systems into one. From here, we enable our customers to find their data, organize it, synthesize it, tag it, catalog it, and then use descriptive, prescriptive, and predictive analytics to gain insights and outputs. And the key to this is analytics, but also AI and ML increasingly. We've all heard this as well. And not speaking of data science, but actually applicable ML for the business user. So looking into the future to do what if analysis on certain questions you might have. So not only getting the fact how it is, but having a possibility to test theses and test actions in convergence to their outcome, right? And then we want to enable collaboration across organizations so we can together act on data, because this is where really value comes from. Collaborating on data, showing a dashboard to somebody, to be able to tag, to alert, to send, to embed. Like, for example, you might want to send an insight to your friend or colleague about anything. You're just having a private discussion, but in business, even more. You want to do a snapshot out of your analysis and share it, because without sharing it, really you can't distribute the information through the organization. And then we want to embed it into processes and applications. And this is not only concerning mashups, but really using technology to trigger actions automatically into different systems. For example, into your Salesforce systems to update the lead automatically, to save time, to make your work more efficient throughout your organization. And this is what we call informed actions. And this is basically what we call active intelligence, because it's a word that most people are not so familiar with, but it describes the modernization and the future of how analytics should be. So let's have a quick look into how this active intelligence platform looks at Qlik. I will not be able to project all of it, but I'm going to do the main aspects of our product portfolio and just give you some insights. So just to get you started off, when I started at Qlik 3.5 years ago, the product was very, very different. We had Qlik Sense on-premise, and now we're moving to Qlik Sense SaaS. But it is important to understand that Qlik Sense SaaS is not just Qlik Sense in the cloud. It's much more than that. And this is displayed by here. So in the recent year or two, Qlik has bought and acquired many companies that we're systematically integrating into our product to give our customers all of these capabilities I just talked about, and really help deliver the whole platform in one place by one vendor to make it easier for our customers to actually have success with their data challenge, their data strategy. And so part of this was Blender.io, and maybe some people know it actually. It's been used by a lot of line of businesses for other reasons. And what Blender lets you do is basically build complex automations and workflows from blocks, so no code, low code modeling, and you can build like loops, but also take blocks, and we have about 500 different sources we can write into from Qlik now, and so we can automate and process workflows, but we also can manage the Qlik SaaS environment through it. We can do things like application lifecycle management and publishing. But also, as I said, the best example is, my favorite example is always, you're doing a sales analysis, and then you see, okay, which leads are doing well, what not. Then we select a single lead, and we have a button in the dashboard, and it says update lead, right? I can use write back functionalities and update that lead directly into Salesforce without having to change the system. If you've got a considerable sales force of about like 50 people, let's say, normal company size, this will save a lot of time a day, so we can see where that business value comes from. Then we acquired NodeGraph. So NodeGraph is a governance tool. So you have governance dashboards. You have a data catalog we are integrating into the Qlik portfolio, which is not the old catalog, by the way. I have to really differentiate here. The old catalog is on-prem only. The Qlik SaaS catalog is integrated into the SaaS platform and available within Qlik Sense SaaS license. So it is not an add-on capability, it is integrated to the platform. And it lets you, most importantly, manage data lineage and data quality to establish trust in the data, because the people need to know where the data comes from and if it's correct, if they want to use it, and if they want to trust this data. And then finally, we acquired Qlik AI, which lets you build machine learning models from no-code, low-code blocks as well, and integrate them with Qlik Sense. It's featured soon actually as an integrated part of the Qlik Sense SaaS platform, but we'll see that later. Let's see, what is part of freeing it, finding it, understanding it, and actioning it? So we can see here, we have your ODSs. These are most, we have cloud sources, data warehouse sources, lake data, structured data, unstructured data, stream data, relational data, and this all needs to be tagged, profiled, transformed, and then ingested, modeled, and managed. From here, we can go to the data catalog where the models are available, and the business user can shop for the data, like on Amazon. They can Google basically and find their data. And the data has an analytics score, right? So how relevant is this data to the business? How many people use the data? Is it trusted data? Is it consistent data, especially? This is all important, and we can have a business glossary where you can use basically business tags on certain data sets where you can find the data by certain meanings of the data, basically. And then most of them know that. So this is Qlik Sense, basically in the insights department, which is conversational analytics. So we have this new cool tool. Adna will show you probably later, or parts of this at least, where you have where you can chat with the data, the chatbot. So you can have charts generated automatically for you, and then mobile or embedded. So wherever, whenever, basically. And then you can action that data. So you can do alerting, reporting, alert yourself on data, get a message sent to an app or to Microsoft Teams if some event is triggered, to give you the possibility to react to events immediately and not only when the report comes next month. And then the process of workflows and the automated action I just talked about. So let's look at the data integration side of the business of Qlik Sense product portfolio. So what we can do is we can generate data from mostly on-prem data sources, and we can stream that with a very, very little payload on your operational systems using a technology called CDC, or Change Data Capture Streaming. So at each time an event occurs in the log files, it is streamed automatically, and you don't have to do a full load all the time. And we can deliver this to clouds and lakes, and we can refine and merge this data automatically. So what does it mean? We can commit the data from ODS to where it needs to be with Change Data Capture Streaming, called Qlik Replicate. We can model the data with data warehouse information, bringing data warehouse projects down from months and years to a matter of weeks with Qlik Compose, and we conform. So it's the same. There's components for data warehouses and data lakes, and then we have the catalog to catalog that data and make it available for the business user. And this then can be consumed by different endpoints like analytic systems, AI and machine learning systems, or data science programs. Let's have a quick look at Qlik Sense in this matter. So Qlik Sense delivers a broad range of user experiences on top of a number of unique technology capabilities. It easily ingests data from a variety of data sources, and it is available, then makes it available to the cloud data catalog with full lineage capabilities. And this then offers a robust data preparation, world-class visualization and creation capabilities, and we can use a simple drag and drop experience and advanced authoring to build robust data dashboards, even in self-service. So that makes it possible for users of all skill levels to easily understand the data, and traditional ways of managed dashboard, but also self-service dashboard powered by our unique associative engine. Or using more advanced AI-powered analytics. So we have our new Insight Advisor, where you can Google for business questions, and Qlik will automatically generate a fitting chart for you, or a variety of charts. You can then embed in your dashboard, so you don't actually have to build yourself. You can let yourself be assisted by Qlik. And from there, we can use these dashboards and have alerting. We can automate events. You can have it on your phone. You can have it offline, and we can embed it. So we have an open API. We can embed it into your websites, in platforms, in other means of distribution than actually a dashboard in Qlik, but in other internal systems, in your SharePoint, for example. So we can see that this is a very open system, and it's not locked into one vendor. You can deploy it with your Microsoft deployment, but also with AWS or whatever private cloud you choose, it works out. So why do our customers actually end up choosing us over our competitors? So first, it's really critical what we offer. I've showed you just now, we're just way more than visualizations, more than dashboards, and more than data replication and movement. We facilitate data-driven transformations. You can see Qlik deployed across all use cases, as I explained, and all kinds of customers. And they get up and run quickly and very simply with a cloud offering. So it's easy to spin up, it's easy to use, it's got an interface, a modern interface, which allows new users to really get to know Qlik very fast and helps them getting familiarized and using it in their business. And this runs across from small size companies right off through complex enterprise environments. And our data integration solution is designed with scale and high performance approach to data replication, which enables the most sought after real-time data delivery. So this, coupled with change data capture technology, automations, and catalog, this means that we as Qlik can support customers at scale others cannot. And then finally, Qlik's patent associative technology leads to more insights than any other platform. We don't use the SQL, the query approach that forces to drill down a specific query line or predefined path, leaving data behind at each step, but we associate the data and make it a peripheral vision around the data we will see in Adna's presentation, probably. Now, what is also true is we have been rapidly innovating. So it's not only what we're now, but what we will be in the future. Qlik will still focus on widening the product and delivering a range of capabilities our customers need, and really go into our customers' needs and update our product accordingly. So finally, we provide an end-to-end governance framework, which enables IT to collaborate with the business to make governed, approved data sets easily available to the right people with the right rights across the entire platform. So it means that you don't have to worry too much about security issues, and everybody only sees what they need, especially in times where GDPR conformance is so important. So let's look at a customer story on this. So this is Urban Outfitters. Some of you might know it. It's pretty good, big store chain. They sell clothes for men and women. And their challenge was the data was siloed within many different systems and technologies across their 650 stores. The data was only available to store managers and not all associates. And it was time consuming and complex store reporting, often based on old data, which is not timely relevant at all anymore. And they need to manage the closure of stores during the pandemic, and also had obviously shifting more online business as well. So the solution we provided, we consolidated 3 previously separated reporting locations into one central cloud hub. And the Snowflake cloud, fed by Qlik data integration, streamed 50 gigabytes of data per day, mainly from on-premise data sources. Then we scaled that access to more near real-time data for in-store employees, so they could access their data and their KPIs immediately. And they developed about 240 cloud-based apps for insights into store performance, e-commerce sales, operations, distribution centers, and supply chain logistics. So the value was that it improved global store performance with every employee aligned in-store metrics and new purchasing patterns. And they reduced the time for store managers to run report from 2 hours a week to instantly available. And it really significantly reduced stress and costs of managing on-premise data sources and freed up power on on-premise data sources. So now after all the customer's talk, the marketing talk, we want to look at the outlook and roadmap of what's coming up next, right? So we're going to see new capabilities in Qlik Sense Cloud. We're going to see the Qlik Cloud data services, which is we will be able to securely replicate, stream on-prem data to the cloud, to Qlik's cloud environment, and standardize, enrich, or define these data sets automatically while the process, and then generate the SQL code on the Qlik platform to push that into your data warehouse. We've got expanded access control plans, so for flexible app sharing, for that to make our SaaS users have more granular control over how app content can be shared and how it can be accessed by other people across the deployment. This is obviously for improving security and governance throughout our SaaS platform. Now, this is my personal favorite one. It's AutoML in SaaS. So AutoML will be integrated in SaaS, and it brings machine learning capabilities to your Qlik environment and enables business users to actually power AI and ML capabilities within their analytics to do what-if analysis and forecasting and such things. So it's going to bring predictive analytics directly to your business analysts and analytics teams, and they can build models and make decisions, plan predictions, which then can be actioned again. And then finally, because it's being an issue also with our competitors, right? They're providing this, so and we need to follow suit. So and customers are demanding this. So direct query, we're going to be able to direct query Qlik Sense apps, Qlik Sense dashboards through the visualizations where they're needed directly from the data source. So we're going to keep this hosted model, but where you need it, you can direct query, live query, basically the data source. And this complements our engine, and it basically fits in. This was always a challenge because in memory and real time sometimes doesn't like each other too much. So this is our approach to deliver what the customer needs while keeping our major advantage with the associative technology. Thanks for your attention, guys. Teşekkür ederim.